I love it when a customer actually just, is a bit intimidated and they, and I'm just like, just try it, just give it a go. And they do, and they love it. And you just see the joy that, trying something new can give to a customer.
When it opened in the summer of 2022, Humbug quickly became one of Newcastle's must-visit restaurants. Steph Wells is the restaurant manager and wine list curator, running the restaurant alongside her chef husband, Michael Portley. Steph is a Newcastle native who moved away before being drawn back home to raise a family and launch a business. Humbug has a snacks and wine focus, with careful sourcing a huge part of the picture. Steph explains the ethos behind her restaurant.
I am Stephanie Wells from Humbug, which is located on Awabakal country in Newcastle. I co-own and run Humbug with my partner, Michael Portley, who is the head chef. And I am the restaurant manager and also curate the wine list at Humbug. It is essentially a wine bar restaurant focusing on the wine list, and some small snacks and pasta is the focus. Humbug, for what we want to provide to our guests, I guess it's an inviting space. It's inventive, creative food that is just, at the end of the day, really satisfying and comforting. It's an all-sustainable wine list that we're really proud of, that really highlights not only the local wines, but also Australian wines and international wines, but just really highlighting sustainable and regenerative, organic, biodynamic agriculture. And I think it's exciting. I think people see that our wine list is a little bit different, that our food offering is a bit different, and they're excited by it. And thanks to the staff, who are very approachable, they're just very willing to allow us to choose for them and be guided by us, which is a really just an absolute honour to be able to give that offering to our guests, and and for them to trust us to give them the best experience. That is what we do, and that's what we want people to come to us for. I really love the way that Callum Boyes did an article with us, and he described the cooking style as bold and borderless, and I think that is a really apt description. Mike and our sous chef, Dave Gleedhill, they just have a lot of passion for food, and I think that really, them collaborating together on the menu, you can just see that there is just so many inspirations and in what they like to cook and how they like to express their creativity. And I think ultimately it means that the food, even though it seems a bit broad, ultimately it's just really satisfying and delicious and comforting.
Like so many Novocastrians, Stephanie moved away for a while. When she started a family, she heard home calling. Family and the beach were strong draw cards.
So I'm originally from Newcastle, and I sort of moved away about 15 years ago, just went to Sydney, did my studies, and then we ended up travelling around Australia, moving to Adelaide, and then from Adelaide we had our son, and we knew that we wanted to come back to the East Coast. So we basically, we knew that. I think for us it just made a lot of sense being in Newcastle because A, I have family here, but B, it's still close to Sydney where Mike's family is. And also Newcastle is such a beautiful city. It's coastal. I'm definitely a water baby. I love to be near the beach, and I am a 15-minute drive, and it's an easy park. And it's also very, very family friendly. There is such... there's so much family activities and playgrounds, and the whole city really is very family friendly. So it just it ticked a lot of boxes for us. And also in terms of hospitality, I think it's still it's still growing, it's still developing, and I think that was really exciting for us to come here as well and sort of create something that we knew would fit really well here, that suited us as well as the city.
Restaurants are created for all kinds of reasons. Steph explains the motivations behind Humbug and how important it is to her and Michael to nurture their staff and offer them a sustainable work environment.
I guess when we created Humbug, it wasn't really just about us creating like a restaurant that we wanted for like the way that we wanted to eat, but it was also just to create a business that, you know, we're really proud to have for our staff, and to create the work culture that, you know, we want and can give to them. So for us, it's about work-life balance. So we have a 4-day week because A, we have a family, and B, like, we just want our staff to be able to have that 3 days and, you know, just like genuinely recover from having such busy services. We cap like our chefs' hours, so only one of our chefs work above have a 45-hour work week. Everyone else is capped at 40. So that's really important to us. And also, I guess, for our whole, like, we provide staffies for our staff, like, so food staffies, we do twice. So we actually do one before service as well as after service, which I think is just about making sure that our staff go home and they're fed and they're not going to McDonald's at the end of a shift because, you know, there's nothing else open. So yeah, we've been really conscious of the kind of workplace that we wanted to create, not only for our guests but also for us and you know, sustaining our staff.
Humbug has been well reviewed and has struck a chord with locals, but it's still a relatively new business. Steph and Mike are looking at consolidating early successes and building strength and longevity.
Oh, I think for us at the moment, we're still very early days, so we're just still finding our feet. And so now it's like, I guess, getting down to like the more business side of the restaurant. So how do we tighten our margins? How do we, you know, still provide really good experiences for our not only for our customers but also for our staff. Like, we want to make sure that they feel really good and have feel like a part of a good working culture. So that's like really important to us. So how do we improve that? And then also now going into summer, which is going to be massive, I think just in general, like Newcastle as a tourist city is like, you know, people really want to come here, really want to visit. So I think we're looking at like how, like I guess preparing for that busyness that's to come as well. I don't think in terms of like our business, I think it's about diversifying. Like there's just like small little things, like we want to diversify our business a little bit more just to make sure that, you know, we are actually kicking goals in making sure that we can pay our staff well and make sure that, you know, the business is actually, you know, healthy. So that's also something that we're working on as well now.
Humbug is all about representing the local region. Steph underlines the importance of sourcing food and wine from the Newcastle and Hunter regions.
Supporting local is incredibly important to us and something that Novocastrians are fiercely passionate about. We have our favourite little list of local suppliers. We use Hungerford Meat Co. based in Branxton. They specialise in grass-fed and dry-aged meat, mostly from New South Wales. Then for seafood, we go through Shane's Seafood based in Toronto. For fruit and veg, we use a small but mighty supplier, Jasmine Fruit Barn. They spend a lot of time at the city markets and are really great buyers. The qualities and service is always a plus with them, and they are great at finding amazing veg for us. And then there is also Newcastle Greens, who are great for specialty veg and leaves. They are always picked and packed in excellent condition. In terms of wine, we are less than an hour's drive to the Hunter Valley, which is the oldest continuous wine region in Australia and is home to one of the most unique expressions of Semillon in the world. The Hunter is renowned for Semillon, Shiraz and Chardonnay. However, as our wine list is sustainable focused, I love the Mediterranean varieties that are getting more and more popular. Varieties like Fiano, Barbera, Tempranillo are well suited to the warm, humid climate of the Hunter and can withstand the difficult growing conditions that the Hunter can have. I love Margam Margan Breaking Grounds, New Vintage, Barbera and Albarino, which are perfect examples of Mediterranean varieties grown in a sustainable manner and are approachable, easy drinking and a great entry into alternative varieties for our customers. I also love anything dry grown, which is where the vines are not irrigated and rely solely on natural water supplies. There are some delicious textural drink now styles of Semillon coming out of the Hunter from dry grown vineyards, such as Heart and Hunters, the Rempart Semillon, who source their fruit from organically certified Ablington vineyards. Then there's also an exciting movement of younger winemakers experimenting and producing contemporary interpretations of some of the more traditional grape varieties of the Hunter. I think Sabi Wabi by Peter Coates is a great example. She creates drink now styles of Syrah, which are light and juicy and can be served with a little bit of a chill, or her Skinsey Sugi Semillon, which is textural and creamy. When you open up our wine list, the first thing you will see is our local legends section, as I really want to highlight the local wines straight off the bat. But we also support local in other ways too. When I was designing Humbug, it was important to include local artists and designers as well. We have artworks by Newcastle artists Ellie Hannon, Holly Lennison and James Rhodes, and our pendant lighting is designed by a local designer, Amy Vidler, and our servingware is by a local ceramicist and very talented artist, Rods Elkin. I am very proud about supporting our local community, and also our local community supports us infinitely too, so we are very lucky.
Humbug's food is bold and creative. Steph talks through some dishes that exemplify what the kitchen is all about.
Humbug is hard to define as a type of cuisine, as it is borderless cooking and, for a lack of a better word, 100% fusion. Mike's style of cooking is playful but ultimately comforting and satisfying. The one thing I recommend guests must have is our anchovy Danish, which is the Ortiz anchovy on a bite-sized Danish pastry with savoury parmesan custard. It is a perfect salty Moorish morsel.
Steph has the passion of a Newcastle native and the perspective of an outsider who spent time living away. How does she see the city's direction now?
Newcastle is like, there's like so many fantastic venues here, but it's still very much growing, I think. And we have incredible cafe game. Like, it is like the cafe culture here is incredible. The pub scene here is incredible. Like, everyone loves a good pub dinner. And then and then there's lots of other gorgeous dining. So Hunter Valley is only an hour drive from here, and there's incredible produce coming out of the Hunter, incredible wines. Yeah, so there is an abundance of really fantastic local growers, local winemakers, and it's really exciting to be so close to that and to be able to work with some of these suppliers more closely.
Newcastle is becoming more of a destination for Sydney-siders and others, but it's locals who really hold businesses up. What's it like to be part of the Renaissance?
The people of Newcastle are they just love local, and honestly, it's almost a bit intimidating because anytime a new place opens, they just they want to support, so they come in and it's just this huge you're pretty much packed from the start, which is really incredible for businesses, but also really intimidating if you haven't really had your systems in place yet. So I'm we basically tried to go a bit under the radar when we first opened, and we didn't make our big splash. We didn't release any PR or anything about us opening. We literally just became word of mouth for those first few weeks, and our locals just came in, and I had customers coming in twice in a week, and that is the highest compliment, and they really just want to support local businesses, and they really love it. And it's been really I'm being so grateful for the community that we have and the support that we have from both the hospitality industry, but also from our customers who just are really, what would you call it? Like really passionate about community and locality.
Newcastle offers a well-rounded visitor experience. What does Steph hope visitors get from their time in Newey?
When people come here, I want them to be, I feel like what we offer is really friendly and inviting, and I want them to relax. I want them to be able to go to the beach and feel like they can get a park without a problem. I want them to like be able to just, take it, not plan too much, just come and see and explore and take in all the beautiful sights, go for a walk along the foreshore, pop into a bar for an afternoon drink. I love and especially for families, there's so many wonderful things Black Butt Reserve has it's just so beautiful, lots of rainforest and bushland, and you can see little kangaroos, and it's just there's all these really wonderful little great little spots. And then even on Sunday we took our family to in Edgeworth there's a locomotive trains, and you can get to ride on these little trains that it's completely run by volunteers, and it's just just so wholesome and beautiful and fun. And so there's lots of little cool activities to do here for families, but also for adults that just want to have a getaway from life in general.
One sign of maturity in a food scene is that businesses feel they can narrow in on a particular passion. Steph explains the joys of the niche.
With Newcastle, I feel like we're starting to actually find those awesome niches. I think people are starting to go, okay, I'm just going to do this one thing and do it really well. And I think, so there's definitely a lot of space for lots of different cuisines and different types of restaurants, and I love it when they really focus, do a hard focus on something and just excel at it. And I think Arno's is a really great expression of that, as well as there's just lots of, I felt when we moved here or moved back, because I'm originally from Newcastle, I just felt there was so much more potential for us to really open something that was a bit more niche and be I'd known for that particular kind of food, or that place to go to for that particular thing. So I think Newcastle's just absolutely growing and thriving, and I think I'm really excited to see what else sort of happens and develops as well.
When Steph isn't working in her own restaurant, she's eating, drinking, shopping and visiting other Newcastle delights. What are some of her favourite spots?
There is so much to do and see here. I am such a foodie, so when I am not at one of the incredible beaches here, I'm eating and drinking. For brekkies, I'm hitting Equium Social in Mayfield and Praise Joe's in Tighes Hill. At Equium, Remy and Amy do such an incredible job of the menu. I live just around the corner from them, so I am constantly there. Great coffee, food is wholesome, innovative and full of flavour punches from their gorgeous house-made relishes and pickles. Then there is Praise Joe's, which has become one of our Sunday rituals. After a big week of work, we have a lazy morning starting with a walk with the kidlets to Praise Joe's for delicious coffee. They have incredible pastries, and I have to say their Vegemite scroll is one of the best snacks around, as is their Mayfield charcoal chicken sausage roll served with tum. They have also some irresistible treats. Hayley is always creating something nostalgic. Think riffs on Twix bars, Mars bar cookies, Lotus cheesecake. So naughty, but so good. After brekkie, we're heading to the beach for a swim and a soak up in the sun. We love canoe pools at Newcastle Beach, and Merriweather bars are also great for kids. But on the rare occasion that I don't have the kids, I'm hitting up the Bogey Hole, which is the cliffside pool in Newcastle. And then for lunches in Newcastle, I'm going to either Antojitos for some of the best tacos around. These guys are absolutely smashing it, and even more impressive as they make their own tortillas. Then there's Arno's Deli in town, which is a great spot for some wine and antipasti, or I'm hitting the Edwards for the works, which they do awesome coffee awesome cocktails and amazing upmarket pub food and dishes designed to share in a very large and spacious environment. And then for dinner, I'm going to the Flotilla for a decadent night of good food, premium wines, and some fun banter with Eduardo. Or I'm at the beach, or I'm beachside, sitting al fresco at Scotty's for a seafood banquet, or picnic style on their grassy area for some fish and chips. And if I just want to go somewhere to socialise and relax with or without the kids, then it's Carrington Bowls, which we can have a spot in the sun, jugs of beer, and the kids or adults can run amok on one of the greens.
Steph and Mike are passionate wine and diners, proud to orbit their lives around food. Humbug is an expression of their love of the region, and there's nothing more satisfying than creating joy for their customers.
Mike and I really spend a lot of our time wining and dining, and I think that is just part of our life. That's how we entertain our friends and family, and like our whole world really does revolve around food and wine, and that is like a huge passion. And to be able to, I guess, be very proud of our offering that we can give to our guests is something that I really love. I love interacting with our guests. Like, I love hearing their stories. I love being able to show them new producers, new wine or new food that they, would. I love it when a customer actually just, is a bit intimidated and they, and I'm just like, just try it, just give it a go. And they do, and they love it. And like, you just see the joy that, like trying something new can give to a customer, and, just being able to give that experience is so rewarding. And we have lots of regular customers that come in and support us, and it's just nice to have to build that relationship with your customers and to see them and be like, hey, how you going? And kind of know a little bit about their life and what they're doing, and kind of, have that relationship. We have been so amazed and so surprised by the incredible feedback that we've received, and it just gives us such satisfaction, and we feel really, really good, but also know that we're excited about the next chapter as well, because I think we can always do more as well.
Dynamic and invested, Steph Wells brings so much energy to Newcastle's burgeoning food and wine scene. With her restaurant Humbug and her ongoing championing of other local producers, she's a key figure in the interconnected web that is making Newey such an exciting city. This is Dirty Linen, and I'm Dani Valent. We air the issues that the hospitality industry finds hard to talk about, hearing from different people with unique perspectives. We want to hear from you as well. If you have something that needs to be said about a topic, get in touch so we can include your perspective. Contact us at dirtylinen@deepintheweeds.com.au or hit us up on Insta @Dirty Linen Podcast. We can't wait to hear from you.